Most students think the secret to remembering what they read is having a good memory. But honestly, memory is rarely the real problem. The real problem is how we read. Many people read passively. They open a book, read line after line, highlight half the page, and then feel frustrated because they forget almost everything a few days later. I used to feel the same way. Especially during university and research life, I realized that reading more does not always mean learning more. The way you interact with information changes everything. One of the biggest mistakes students make is trying to memorize before understanding. Your brain naturally remembers meaningful information better than random information. So instead of rushing through pages, first try to understand the big picture. Before reading a chapter or research paper, spend a few minutes scanning the headings, abstract, introduction, figures, and conclusion. This simple habit prepares your brain for what is coming. Suddenly, the information no longer feels random. It starts forming connections, and memory works through connections. Another powerful trick is active reading. Don't read like a machine. Read like you are having a conversation with the author. Ask questions while reading. What is the main argument here? Why does this result matter? How can I explain this in simple words? The moment your brain starts asking questions, your focus increases automatically, and focused information stays longer in memory. This is why many top students do not just read, they constantly think while reading. And here is something very important. Stop over highlighting. Many students highlight so much text that the whole page becomes yellow. Highlighting only works when it is selective. Instead of marking everything, try identifying only the key idea from each paragraph. Sometimes one sentence is enough. Your goal is not decorating the book. Your goal is training your brain to identify what truly matters. Another technique that changed the way I study is paraphrasing. After finishing a section, pause and explain it in your own words. If you cannot explain it simply, you probably did not fully understand it. This method is incredibly powerful because your brain remembers processed information better than copied information. Even during my PhD journey, I noticed that the topics I discussed, taught, or explained became much easier to remember compared to the topics I only read silently. Also, your environment matters more than you think. Constant notifications, social media scrolling, background distractions, all of these reduce deep focus. And without deep focus, long-term memory becomes weak. Sometimes reading for 25 focused minutes without interruption is more effective than studying for 3 distracted hours. Your brain needs uninterrupted attention to transfer information into long-term memory. And finally, repetition matters, but smart repetition. Instead of rereading everything again and again, revisit summaries, keynotes, or concepts after a few days. This strengthens neural connections in the brain. Learning is not about stuffing information into your head one time. It is about revisiting ideas in meaningful ways until they become familiar. At the end of the day, remembering what you read is not magic. It is a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. The students who seem to remember everything are usually not born different. They simply learned how to read actively, think deeply, and review intelligently. Once you change the way you read, you may realize that your memory was never weak in the first place.